Okay, hey there guys. So I know it's been a minute, even for me. Usually I'll put out at least like one thing over the off season. But I hope you guys had a good off season, and I hope the first week of your war has gone very, very well for you guys. So I'm actually going to combine these two wars. This is War 1 and War 3. The first one will be up against D69. So I got to go before Global. Yeah, before Global. I wasn't sure how I wanted to boost because I was pretty confident that we would win this war. Yeah, I was pretty confident we would win this war. We ended up giving up a couple more deaths than I honestly thought we could have for this war to like play for attack bonus because everyone's going really, really try-hard sweaty mode this season because everyone knows those big rewards at the end of the season now are pretty crazy. Yeah, so I'm here on path 2 and I have that white Magneto with me, which is mainly for 2 fights on my path. There was actually something really weird that happened at the start of this. I wasn't plugged into a charger when I was like moving in war to get up to path 2, and so I move up to that left side and I click on the green goblin and it sends me down the left, and the person who was taking path 1 had already moved because I was moving really slow because I was exploring Act 8, and it sent me all the way up to the mini bosses like where the power snack used to be, and I was freaking out because I didn't see the backup button because the backup button was all the way back at path 2 and I thought it'd be right behind me, so I was just stupid partially. So for this green goblin I have Archangel. I have some pretty meh RNG to start this off, but that 3rd or 4th heavy, whatever that was, I think the 4th, was a pretty good one. It got me a lot of neurotoxins, and I decided I would take the recoil damage there just so that I could secure the fight finish and use the SP1 to time it out. I have to use him for this upcoming Kingpin, so I have to heal him up, and it's a rank 4 with boosts, so it's a couple potions, but it's not too bad. I did decide to put suicides on for this war, but without any horsemen, you really feel the suicides on a rank 4 with boosts. Like as you saw in that last one, he takes quite a chunk of that damage. But again, I still have that invulnerability on, so I could even push to SP3s or whatever if I really have to. Not necessarily against Kingpin, but because he has that stun on it. But technically I could make it fail with ability accuracy. But yeah, look at that. I'm ticking for 600 and I'm healing for 140. It's kind of bad. So right here, this fight I have a lot better RNG. I'm 9 hits in and I'm 7 bleeds in. That's really where you want. That's like really good RNG for an Archangel. But that's kind of what you like to see, just getting some good luck on your side. It was a pretty simple fight, that one. The Green Goblin's a little bit more risky. That fight has been there since High Ground, and it's always caught, not always caught people, but it's always put a little hitch in plans. It's always a little bit of a risky fight because if Green Goblin gets any of the green ones, it kind of works like Chavez, where it just lowers your power rate, or the ability power rate. So it makes it a little bit scary because he's going to build up those Furies pretty quickly if you misplay it at all. But there's a couple champions who really excel there, like Archangel. Even though he has class disadvantage, his damage and ability accuracy reduction just makes him so good for it, just to mow through it. Right here, again, another Archangel fight. This is a very Archangel-centric war for me. The first one was, I've had kind of different champions for each war so far. With the white Magneto, there's not much to worry about in this fight. It's, after your 10th hit without the white Magneto, you kind of have to worry against Valkyrie because she can go stun immune, I think it is. But I had enough neurotoxins where she would be stunned there. Like, she just doesn't have any ability accuracy. Plus the damage just kind of goes too crazy. Those are really just like hit some parry type of fights. It's nothing too special going on in there. But I was doing pretty well about maintaining my space, I guess. Again, those fights I don't feel like are too crazy. This one has a little, not like a little bit to it, because I don't really even put on a 3-minute boost for this one, if I'm being honest, because I was so comfortable with this one. If the fight goes very wrong, it could get weird if you somehow trigger Buffet enough times or give him his regens enough times to where he goes unblockable. That is a concern. That is a technical concern that you could have. Right here, I'm just trying to bait out his SP1. I was pretty confident that an SP2 of mine would kill pretty soon, but I just wanted to like make sure. I think here, yeah, I go for a light so I can build up 2 more. Oh no, I don't go for another parry. So I just throw it right there, but they're ticking at 8k, and It kills before the recoil does its damage, and that was a very nice fight for Nimrod. I played it a little bit slower because I was getting greedy and I wanted to like ensure I got the kill by getting some extra armor ups, but it just wasn't needed. But what was needed was another pre-fight for the Sasquatch. That Sasquatch was a good fight. I remember kind of seeing it. Yeah. So that was me checking during the war, just in case I decided to post it early, but I did not, as you can tell. As I said, I was pretty confident that we would win. We wanted to keep our deaths low, mainly for like end of season stuff, in case if we're close with JA, Noon, TCN, someone like that, if we're really tight with them. But we gave up 5, which is still fine. That's not like a bad score. Plus, we have some new players in this season, a couple extra than normal. We still got 21 defensive kills, which I think is a pretty solid showing for us for our first war. Yeah, it was a good first war. GG to D69. It's been a while since we faced them for reasons, if you know, you know. So this war is the war we're playing right now, day 3, which is against JA, one of the other biggest alliances in the game. So that's why I'm putting on my 30% boost. I could have put on the other boost. I had the 25 and the 20% of the red and the orange, but I decided not to. It's kind of weird I decided not to, because when I was getting my assignments, we have different planners right now, and when I got the one assignment, I was like, are you guys sure about this one? I've never seen this, and you'll see it in a couple minutes. So it's kind of weird that I decided not to, but I saw someone sent me a fight for the how to do the fight, and it was pretty easy, and yeah, this amount of boosting was perfectly fine. This is that Conflictor Void with now Hazard Shift here, right? So there's the new nodes, and this is now that Conflictor and Hazard Shift mini. And Thing eats this alive, especially against this Void here. I would love like the Torch synergy here, honestly, so that way I can get my Furies a little bit quicker. But I needed some other stuff. The only thing I wanted to make sure I did in this fight was just pay attention to my combo, and I don't care if I add a couple extra seconds to my fight time. My officers assigned me Thing, Quake, those types of champions. Your officer clearly doesn't care about the time it takes to kill that fight, because Thing just doesn't have great burst damage unless you can SP2, which if I SP2 here, I apply the stun, which applies Conflictor, which gives him the power, which I didn't really want to play around with. But what I will do is I'm waiting for this timer right here, and that little hit right there, I took that pause, and because of the white Magneto, I was honestly close to getting parried, but if I got parried, I triggered 20 rock stack protection, so I'm fine. But I used the white Magneto to get the one hit, and at the very last second, I squeezed in my light attack because it has the quickest animation. Right here, I didn't have my combo where I wanted it to be, so I throw my SP3 just to remove the debuff, pretty much for free. Plus, it's going to give me a big damage spike, because if you're at the 20, it gives you the double Fury to Potency, Unblockable, Unstoppable. So now I'm just going to go in and go ham, and I really just want to finish out the fight right here. I was playing a little bit slower than I probably should have, because I didn't want to push him to SP3 just in case, but I probably really just should have hammered in, and right here I get hit, which is going to cost me a couple potions, and it cost me like 20 seconds, let's say, at most, probably more like 10, 15. So I could have ended that out a little bit quicker and a little bit smoother, but as I said, I was mainly going there for just like the safest. As you can see, B, we moved up. Yeah, that was a... Yeah. So here I go down path 9, which is why I have Thing and Nebula with me, because they're both bleed and shock immune. So they're both really good options for this path. I don't know if you guys could see who the second fight is yet, but if you saw, you can kind of guess who's for it. And my final white Magneto goes to a mini boss, so I don't get it for either of these. So this has one eye open in shock, and the shock bleed. So again, Thing has the immunity to both, so he's very good for this. Someone actually in D69, funny enough, has a YouTube, and they've posted this exact fight a couple times. The only difference was theirs is a rank 4 Thing, mine's a rank 3. But I did take one note from what they were doing. One, I want to try to parry his SP1s, but I missed that parry right there. I want to use my parry to build up my rock stacks some, so I can get my Furies going. Plus, if anything happens, it gives me a stronger protection. My Thing is Sig 200, so it gives me a fairly solid protect when it happens, and it actually does happen in this fight. But the one thing I really liked from this guy's video was he'll throw his one light into stun. Right there I shouldn't have, and right there I missed the dex, but again, protection plus 15 rock stacks, it did 700 damage. So it's fine that I eat the SP2 even to the face, and I'm armor break immune. He didn't have any prowess, so it's all good, right? But yeah, so this guy's video, I really liked it because he was using his light into the stun. I wanted to go for some more intercepts if I could, but I really liked it because your light obviously does the least amount of damage for your hit, and your thing is a very tanky champion boosted. I think I was close to 60,000 health or something, and of course the defender has 180,000 health, but not even 1/5 of my damage is coming from that light in the stun. So I felt like it's okay to take that little bit of chip damage, plus this is my last thing fight, so I don't really care if I have to use a potion, and as long as I'm only taking that one hit, it's just 1500 health. Like, it's a bit, but if I don't have to heal it off, I really don't care that much about it. So pretty soon here, I'm gonna go for, I want to be looking for a chance to SP3. There's two places I want to use the SP3, is if I start to feel really cornered in and panicked, or two, if I don't have a stun on him and I want to burst down the final bit, and the third option would be if it's going to just kill. But now the just killing one is a little bit harder to predict sometimes, of course, but I do have bleed suicides on here. I guess I didn't specify that. I have half suicides on. I decided not to put the poison on, or me and the officers decided not to put the poison on for this fight, because I don't want to drain. So right there, I was worried Kabam would have a bug here, but so I parry to get my 20th. As I said, it gives you that double fury potency once he comes out, but this is going to give me that unblockable, that unstoppable. It's just going to let me go in if he doesn't die, but fortunately he does die. My only worry was that it's a really weird bug, but with glancing, I don't know if you guys know this one, with glancing, if you hit and immediately throw your special, even if the special's not supposed to glance, the special can glance because it's that glance, or like an ability that applies before the hit, like Hercules' True Sense. It can fail because of the ability accuracy and the way it carries over, because it was the last action to happen in the coding, pretty much. So I was like, please don't let that happen with the stun. I still went for it. Fortunately, I killed, so I don't even know if it happened. But, I don't know, I was just worried that that was a bug. Oh, that's right here when I stopped for a second, I don't know, I was just chilling there and I hear this like scratching on the door, and it was my dog, so I had to let him in. So I have this Nick Fury here on a hazard shift. This was the fight I was talking about with my officers a lot. I probably came across kind of rude, and if any of them are watching this, which I think at least one of them will, maybe two, I am sorry if I came across really rude. I know you know me a little bit, but like, I am sorry about that. I did come across a little bit like spoiled about this fight, because I just at first was really unsure about it. Once I remembered one detail about Nebula's kit, I thought it was a 1-for-1 shock to immunity, where it's like if you're immune once, you get 1 charge. If you're immune once, you get 5 charges, but right here, you're going to see I have really bad RNG on triggering shocks. So I'm holding my block a bit to build up some natural charges that way. And again, I saw a video from one of my officers for this fight, and I actually was able to get a second one there, luckily, so I got 10 charges. So right here, all I want to do is I kind of want to get up to my 20th charge, but I kind of just didn't. I was a little bit panicky there, so I just decided not to. But fortunately, 37k a tick, nice and easy, and because of the power back boost, I'm already up above another bar of power, so I'm just going to hold block a little bit. I really wanted to hit him while he's in shock again, but fortunately, as you know, Nick Fury does, Nick Fury is degenning himself, so by the time I'm out of this, I'm going to dex, I'm going to hit a couple times, and I'm going to hold block up to like 12. Yeah, I'm going to back off, and I'm going to hold block, and I hit the little re-parry. Fortunately, he throws his heavy. I was worried he wasn't going to. I was also worried I mistimed it there. Fortunately, the SP2 just kills, and the concern fight goes down without too much of a worry. And that's the 2 wars. So this is where we currently are with the JA war. It is very, very tight. I guess technically, currently, they are ahead on time, but it's still pretty early into the war for both of us in general. So, or for a war like this, where both are expected to go pretty low on the deaths. So we'll have to wait and see until tomorrow. I'll try to post it when I can. Yeah, it's going to be a crazy finish, though. Sorry if this video is a little bit longer, but I remember towards the end of last season, I asked you guys the question of like if I have shorter wars, if I should combine them, and if it's not for the thing fights, this is a very short war at 3 fights. So my season this so far has been a bit shorter. I'll try to get the Legion War out pretty soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.